They will break you if you let them. But I had friends that helped, and I got away. My dear friend Tamra, who's now deceased, the one I told you about, who I informed her she was sexually abused before she even knew it because she had blocked it out of her memory. She helped me get out of that mess. And then my dear friend departed from this world, Corrine, who actually on her own dime came and got me. And during 2020, she put an end to her life because she was in isolation, and she also had just been malinged by a narcissist, and she didn't have the language for it, and really neither did I. I didn't heal. Because during 2020, I went back. I didn't move back. I went back. I would go back and forth, back and forth. I made jokes about it in my videos about how I could have sex on the couch. And you know, that's the love bombing stage. We were in lockdown. There was nobody there. I would have fared just fine. But he came on really strong, of course. Future thinking. Okay, well, together we can diminish our drinking. Well, together we can exercise regularly. Nope. What happened? Every day he drank more, exponentially. Every day he exercised less in the opposite direction, exponentially. So there was this wide divide between what he promised he would do and what he was. And at the same time, all of us were in this 2020 fog trying to figure out what the F. And I'm telling everybody, it's a joke, take this stuff off, don't do it. And then I realized how unpopular it is, and I get unfriended on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, these aren't my people. And I almost went lonely, crazy, until I found Crow 777 Radio, which I already knew about, but Owen Benjamin was on it. And that Owen Benjamin comedy is what saved me from being around people who thought quite differently from me, in which I may just have gone insane. But because I had survived the 2 years of hell, see, during this 2020-2021 thing, I was going back and forth to my own individual space, and therefore I had the ability to ground. And he would always say, you're pulling away, you're pulling away. It's like, yeah, I'm leaving, and I'm going to go do my life now because your life really doesn't include me in it. Sleep deprivation, men there at all times, no noise requirements, and everybody drinking to oblivion. And every day he said, oh, but this is just so heavy. I've always an excuse to drink more. I was going to talk about this. I was going to be all positive and everything. But the bottom line is I'm still healing. I'm actually still seeing and feeling, because when you're in that situation, you want to make the best of that person. You want to actually think best of them. But let me give you an example of what he did when I lived there, and I still went back in 2020, which shows you my trauma. I had to figure out the trauma bond. Okay? So if you're going back and forth, or your friend is going back and forth, believe me, it's not easy to figure out why. Because I would have left him and pined for the dream. Everything about what I thought about that person was an illusion. It was my illusion. It was my idealism. And the dream is what kept me there. And he future faked, and I ate it up. So when I was living there, I didn't know that narcissists don't like this. They don't like being made to look bad. So I go there up, finally, okay, I'm going to go up for some drinks. So I go up for drinks at his favorite bar. Not the tavern, the other one, that's a comedy club. And I don't know how many I have. One too many. They're beers. They're strong. And I'm like, okay, let's leave. And he goes back into his smoking room, all his buddies, so he can get more monkey juice. And that means, attention, which is his supply. And he's staying and staying and staying and staying and staying. And I'm like, I've had it. I'm walking home. I'm in wedges. I'm walking home. I decided to trot, and I see the pavement getting closer and closer to my face, and then I feel whack. I fall. I'm bleeding. I check it out. My knees got an abrasion on it. My forehead's bleeding. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm alive. So I get up and I'm walking, and one of the neighbors sees me, Trina. She's like, are you all right? Are you all right? I go, yeah. Van's still up at the bar. And so I walked home, and, you know, it's okay. Home's right there. Maybe he'll be there and he can help me when I get home. I get home. The door's not locked, a miracle of all miracles, so I'm excited. He's there. He sees me. He looks at me. What happened to you? And I'm like, I fell. I'm bleeding. You didn't come out of the room. I got impatient. I walked away, and I walked home. Did anybody see you? I go, yeah, Trina did. She asked me if I was okay. I said, and before I could even say what I said, which is, he used to cycle a lot. He's got a first aid kit. He's got iodine. He can get any of the gravel out. He knows how to take care of abrasions. What does he do? This is what he does. He goes into my closet, because by then we have separate sleeping arrangements, because I got tired of his snoring, coming home drunk at all hours. He goes into my closet, takes every last item out of the closet. In one arm, he throws them up into the air. They land on the bed. He does it again. I'm standing there in the doorway. I turn. I walk away. And then I go looking for the first aid kit. That's a narcissist. And that's narcissist abuse. Would a normal person have done that? Number one, would a normal person have said that they were going to go home with you, and then this was your one night to be with them at the bar because you actually didn't do it a lot, but they just had to go back into the media room and smoke and play pool and stick with their supply? Would a normal person have done that? No. Would a normal person have even let me drink that much or encouraged it? Probably not, but hey, we're not going to judge right now. I was drinking. Would a normal person have reacted that way? Thrown all of your clothes up into the sky, let them land hither and fro? Because they're upset that somebody saw you. Made them look bad. That's how sick these creatures are. All right? That's how sick they are. Enough said for now. I'm going to go dance. And later, I'm going to take a walk.